Hi, welcome to another crypto market update. I haven't done this in 5 or 6 days. Um, we didn't have a whole lot of a movement. We did get a small pullback into the crypto markets here for the past few days, but nothing very significant. Let's recap, and here is what I'm looking at. Pretty clearly, from January 28th here, we have and um, we have a five-way move up, and this is the beginning of let's say another trend in the market, right? So you got this pretty massive move up. We subdivide that into five waves. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have a clear five-wave structure, right? Every time after a five-wave structure, we're getting a three-wave correction. So on the last video, we were talking about seeing if this correction, this pullback in wave two, it's over or not, right? So we played a couple of scenarios, and one of them was this one where we had an A, possibly a B wave move up, and then followed by a C wave move down. And the market kind of went up and tested this level once and tested it twice. Very small breakout here, and then I was quite expecting a sharper move down to complete wave two. Well, this didn't happen. So you got to go back and kind of reevaluate and see what's going on, right? So one of the reasons that possibly this did not happen is that because the market is very strong and it wants to move higher. So we didn't get any confirmation here. Now, how can we look at this and just start counting this in a different manner, right? So if this is not an ABC that we're supposed to get after a strong wave move up, maybe this is just, A, and basically B was here and C was here. This completes wave two, pullback, and we are done at a 618 retracement of this whole move up, and now we're moving higher. So what I got to do is I got to cancel this pullback wave. We have ABC now, right? And now we're moving up higher. Now, how would we count this as an impulse move? So just go up and say, okay, this is, for the sake of the argument, this is wave one. Okay, perfect. This is wave two. All right, this is wave three here. This is wave four and a very small wave five. And this is totally correct, right? Wave four did not get into the territory of wave one. Wave three, it's not the smallest wave. One, it's an extended wave up, right? So you can have a longer wave one, but three is not the shortest. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, after that, you get a correction, right? And you have A right here. You have a small pullback in B, and then you have a C, right? So let's say this is done. Now you have a wave one up that it's subdivided in 5 waves, and then you have a pullback, an ABC. So what this means is that the next move up, it should be very aggressively to the top side, right? So this becomes wave one right here. This is an ABC correction, wave two, and now we're looking for a strong move up in wave three, which we have no idea yet how long that's going to be, right? But at a minimum, let's say that wave three should reach equality of wave one, if not bigger. So you would have wave three versus wave one. At a minimum, it should reach 4283. Ideally, would go to about 4500 to this 1618 multiple of wave one. So this is what I'm looking at right now. And I think on this other count, I've had this as wave one, just like in the previous count, wave two. And then I've had a series of 1-2s, 1-2s, and these are not invalidated yet. So you would have 1-2, 1-2 with an ABC flat, and then going up into a higher wave, 3, 4, and 5. Obviously, I got to move this out of the way, so just so we can have the right proportions. And I don't have to do that right now, but this is what I mean. Wave 4 would be kind of here, and then this would be a wave 3, and that would complete a larger degree. And then this is part of the larger wave. So where would we be wrong here, right? If this wave, if this move, it doesn't materialize into a stronger move up and we would come lower before this 38.25, this 1212 would become invalid. Okay, and then we would look back and say, okay, this is not a wave 3 up going higher, and it's another correction, and we're moving back lower. So you would know where you would be wrong. So this is just a small analysis on a 6-hour time frame. Now, there's something interesting that I wanted to show you, and I wanted to go on, and I don't know how much, you guys look at candles and how you study them, but I think that's an important aspect. And, I'm going to start looking at them a little bit more just for presentations and for, maybe possible more confirmation into the price action. But if you go, for example, and let's go to the candle chart, and I've posted this in one of the chat rooms that I go through. So what's interesting is, and you can see here for the past 3 months, right, since January, 4 months almost. And look at the size of these candles. Look at the size of the price action here. I mean, this is very, very small. It's very small volume. Possibly I don't need to look at the volume to tell me that it's small, right? I can just see in the price action that's here. I mean, look at the size of these candles on the decline. Look at how big and large these candles are. Not to talk about whatever happened during the massive rally that we've had in 2017. I mean, look at this, right? It's huge. So you're looking at this and say, well, nothing is happening in Bitcoin. Basically, everything here is very small, and there's no movement. But good news. What this means here is the fact that in the near future here, and sooner rather than later, we're going to get some explosive moves into the crypto markets. And we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks of very small and tiny price action, right? Which, if you would go and look at the volatility chart, it would probably be very low. So we're expecting an increase in volatility, and this is what happened here as well. I mean, look at this price action here, right back in September, from September to November, and then you have the sharp drop in December before a low was found. Now, what I think this situation is because we've had a strong move up here, right? And that's what I've showed you on the 6-hour chart. That is this move here, right? So that is wave 1. We've pulled in wave 2, and now we're building some sort of a ramp for a wave 3 higher that would possibly go towards 63, 6400. So this is a wave 1 in progress. I think we've made it a small wave 2 here, and now we're preparing to shoot higher. So this is very interesting. And if I go back and look and try to find price action that's similar to this, I mean, you can see up here what happened, right? You can see how, these candles were very small, a lot of sideways price action, and all of a sudden, boom, and we started shooting up higher, right? You can see same thing here. Candles just, build up, and then bam, you have a very strong move into volatility. Even if you go further out, I mean, you can see how small candles and low volatility tend to have explosive move to the top side. So this is something that I want to keep looking and studying and see what's going on. But if you go even on a daily chart, and you can see how these candles start being pretty bullish, and obviously they need confirmation, which means that they need to break above it. But so far we've had, with the exception of this candle here, which was a bearish move, but didn't have a lot of follow through, right? If let's say that this was a strong move to the downside and the market was extremely bearish, it should have had confirmation, and this candle should have followed by numerous black candles to the downside. But nothing of that mattered, and it was quickly rejected, just a small low, and now we're moving back up higher. So let's just kind of keep an eye on that. That's on Bitcoin. Quickly, I will go to Litecoin, where the trend is still up. We've had a small move to the bottom of this channel. The price action says we're still heading higher. Not sure if we're going to pull back into this wave 4, or maybe this is it. So, if we break this low here, maybe this is just a simple ABC, and we're shooting back up higher. I think this is what's happening. Let's look. This is that alternate that I'm still looking at On this one here, we're very close to a wave 3 top, but the price action doesn't indicate that yet. So we might be pulling back into a larger 4 here. But for right now, the prices have been rejected to a correction, so I'm expecting higher. Let's look at the candles here. So see, this is Litecoin is totally different than Bitcoin. Litecoin had a way more aggressive move to the top side, and if you're looking, at this weekly bar chart here, I think this is still bullish. There is nothing here that tells me that we're going to reverse anytime soon. Maybe a small, you got two small candles here on the weekly, maybe a small pullback here into another wave 4, and then shoot back up higher. But for right now, we have 1, 2, and we're in the middle of this wave 3, which is another 1, 2, and then we're building a ramp to shoot back up higher. Litecoin, Ethereum. So look at this candle. This is what they call an inverted hammer, right? So the only way this candle in Ethereum has any value is if it gets confirmation to the downside. And what I mean by that, you should have, following this candle, if not in the first day, and not in the first week, maybe in the second week, you should have a stronger move to the downside, and then that should be followed with down. But nothing happened. So for right now, we're inside this range, but this candle here is just not confirming any bearishness, or it hasn't been confirmed by the price. So keep an eye on Ethereum as well. I think that we're doing probably a series of 1-2s that pullback extended a little bit more here. So you're having a 1-2, 1-2, or this could be, but I don't think it's a larger A, B, C because, or WXY, because this wave 2 would be way too large comparing with this wave 1. Given that this correction is over in a wave 2, you would have a 1, 2. You could probably make here a 5-wave move up, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. Mostly looks like a 3-wave move. So it's a maybe we're in some kind of a flight. It's a WX. Maybe it's a WXY because you have 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 in an ending diagonal, and then we're moving up higher. But for right now, still bullish on Ethereum, and as you see, it's pretty much sideways, but there is no bearishness here. All right, Ripple. Ripple stopped me out of my trade, so I'm going to go to, I think I had the red line here, right? And I said, if this is breaking, we're going to have a sharp drop to the downside, or, the price will drop. So it surely did, and it kind of came to about 28.83. I got stopped out. I reopened my longs on Ripple, and this is based on this candle here. And I like this hammer here from the lows. And as long as we're not, and I'm going to put a mark here. This is what the stop loss is in Ripple. You go, and as long as you're not dropping below this wave 2 here. This looks like a very bullish development, and you had confirmation from the second candle on the daily chart. So I'm going to continue to monitor this. If we're failing and coming back down, I will look to see if the 618 retracement of this rally holds, and if not, I have to get out again. So this is Ripple. EOS, pretty bullish. I think it goes 1, 2. I have, I think, another one first wave up here completed, but I'm not tracking this much, so just kind of keeping an eye on it. Maybe a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. Tron is going nowhere. Binance, it's still flirting with the strand line. It looks like, the price might want to go up higher. This is a 1, 2, 3, but it still looks impulsive. We might have a 5-wave finished, so we're looking for a correction, but for right now, the market doesn't seem to want that. So let's keep an eye on it. That's that's about it for today. I think we've covered everything, and I'll try to make another video here maybe in 2-3 days. Let's see how the price develops. All right, thanks. And if you like the content, give me some thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Leave some comments, and I'll talk to you soon.